screen now. If you see the screen, please write in the questions box that yes, I see it, so that we can have a confirmation that you see and hear everything.
Yes. And everything is really nice. Okay, yes, yes,
Okay, excellent.
Perfect.
We'll start in about 1 minute, yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah. How is your feeling about GeCCo and final submissions participants? Please write it down in the question box. Some words about how do you feel?
Dying.
Oh, finally, that was great. Okay. Oh, we can sleep.
Okay, Kate, maybe we can start.
Yes. So, okay, now it's a final leave session for right now, and Jannis Soulos from Austria told us about stakeholder management. So, Jannis, stage is yours. Feel free to do everything that you want. And afterwards, we have some minutes, some additional minutes for questions. We can read it together with Gundars, or if someone wants to speak, to be in speak mode and ask some questions to you, they raise their hands, and we can see it also. So let's start.
Hi everyone. I hope you had a great time with GeCCo. I hope you're not all too exhausted. I hope you can hear me. This is a strange format, talking to a PC and not actually seeing anyone. So I guess I'll manage. So I was told to talk about managing the intangibles. So I thought I'd talk about stakeholder management, the human factor of project management, because I believe that project managers do not focus enough on that human side of the project. And I'm convinced that if doing so will help you run the project easier and smoother in the long run. So before we deep into the topic, I'd like to introduce myself. Some already know me, and some not. So who am I? I'm Jannis. I'm currently working in healthcare IT. I've been with the IPMA since 2010, specifically on Youngtree, Austria. That's where I currently live, in Vienna. And since last 2 years, I've also been a part of the IPMA Management Board, and I'm responsible as a sponsor for the Project Management Championship, which is another product you definitely should check out. So now back to the agenda. I'd like us to see if stakeholder management is actually an intangible subject. I'd like to focus on the interests of stakeholders and why those are important. I'd like to show you how to capture those different interests. And after we have successfully captured those interests, what to do with them. So let's see what the ICB4 says about what a stakeholder is. I will be referring a lot to the ICB4 because I actually like it, and let's face it, we are the IPMA. So let's start with the definition. So all individuals, groups, or organizations participating in, acting, being affected by, or interested in the execution or the result of a project can be seen as stakeholders. So before we start, I need you to understand that stakeholder management might sound as an intimidating topic, but you should not be intimidated. I know that some stakeholders can be intimidating. So they're human beings, and human beings tend to be intimidating, seem intimidating. But, you know, every one of you has developed over the years a gut feeling for people, and you've survived in society. So that's a good thing. And let's see how we can use this in managing our stakeholders. So basic steps on stakeholder management. So first step, as always, we need to know who our stakeholders are. We need to identify them, and we need to analyze their interests. So that sentence is within the ICB. And the next thing after we've analyzed their interests is to see how will they influence our project. So part of risk management. If we have done that, then we should develop and maintain a stakeholder strategy and a communication plan. And we should organize everything around our project to maintain everything we have formed during that process. So you should always be aware of who your stakeholders are and what they can and cannot do for your project. So first step was identifying. Identifying is rather easy. It's usually basic brainstorming. It is a task that is best done in groups. The ideal group for doing that is your project team, because they know a lot about the project and everything around it. And in case you're working within an organization, I also recommend asking your colleagues for their opinions, because they might have some experience you could make use of. So now let's go a step further. So after identifying our stakeholders, next step was analyzing their interests. So if we again look into the ICB, we see that interests can come from various sources. So for example, a stakeholder can be interested in your project because he has to. It's part of his job, for example, or because they actually want to, or because, for example, they use whatever comes out of your project and they are affected of it. Or, and this is also very important, because they compete against you or your project for the same resources. So I know that's not the first thing to think of when you think about stakeholders, but do think about who else is using the same resource you are. This could be the coffee machine, for example, or a printer, servers, or for example, do you have enough meeting rooms to accommodate all your project meetings? Or what about people that are actually going to work in your project? Do they just work for you in the project, or do they do other stuff on the side? And if we think again about interests, interests could be great or small, and they can either be positive, neutral, or even negative. And if those interests are negative, they can and will be at some point opposed to your project. So you need to know what influence those stakeholders have. And at some point in your career or during courses, you might have heard someone say stuff like, oh, we're all grown up professionals, and once we engage work or the project, we forget who we are, we forget what we've experienced in the past, and we only do what the company tells us and what the project manager tells us, and we actually stop thinking, which I know you know it's not true. So people have personal interests, and those interests have a huge influence on the success of the project. That's not just me in my experience telling you that, that's also part of the ICB-4. And this informal and implicit counterpart can be against the company strategy. So beware, people are not just driven by formal rules. They can have personal goals and objectives. So no kidding, they can even have hidden agendas. So again, a good part to learn is actually looking at the new ICB-4. So this is an image you might have seen before. I Googled it. It's called the iceberg model. You can see a lot of different words behind it. In this case, I focus on people. And we've been taught and to focus on whatever is above that sea level. So in this case, you've got behavior. You've got your results. You sometimes even have ideas. If people are honest or in some conversation, they talk about their ideas. It's over the sea level. You see it. You can account for it. But what about all those values and objectives and goals, thoughts that are beneath? Do we actually care about those? Should we? And do we focus enough? If we don't, this is what I want you to take away from this presentation. We should, and let me tell you why. First of all, you want everyone in your project to go towards one direction. You want everyone else around your project to support it and not stand in its way or even ambush it. By doing that, you want to minimize the risk of something going wrong, and you want to have a better understanding of what it is you want to achieve. And if you know what drives people to get up, go to work, engage with a project, you can also be able to use that to motivate people. And I'm explicitly not going to mention change management here. So we know it's important. We know we might have not focused on it as much as we should. So how should we do this? So generally speaking, there are two ways. Either you engage in one-on-one sessions, or you can engage in group sessions. Coming to group sessions, I want to mention that 10 people in a group is the absolute minimum. Ideally, 5 to 6 persons are okay, but I recommend not doing more, especially if you're alone moderating that. Depending on which method you're going to choose, it relies on your preferences or the settings. There are a few positive sides and negative sides of this. So a one-on-one session is very personal. You might and will get more additional information that could be helpful some way down the road. You will definitely build a relationship. I'm not saying if it's going to be a good relationship or bad, but that's what one-on-one sessions do. But not all information you will get will be usable. And at some point, if you confront a person with information he shared with you, you might deny it. And even other people not included in those one-on-one sessions might feel excluded and might put rumors in. So be aware of that. On the other side, we've got group sessions where you could have group dynamics working in your favor. So, for example, if the general climate of your project is positive, then you could get people going and being excited, and this will lead to commitment of your project team. Those group sessions might then become faster, and it is important to note that faster is not always better, because some people might need some time to open up. And another thing you should definitely focus on is writing things down. This is easier when you're within a group, because you could have a flip chart or a pinboard or something, and it can be done during that session. That's a little bit more trickier when you've got one-on-one sessions. And the downside is that moderating groups can be challenging, especially if you've got a lot of people in there. And it is very important to look at the culture, not only of the people, but also the company and the country you're in, how people react to sharing their ideas in groups. And of course, especially if you work within an organization, hierarchy can be a burden, because not everyone wants to share his personal beliefs and ideas if his boss is in the same group, or even the boss of his boss, or the CEO, or whatever. So be mindful who is in that group. So regardless of what type you choose, either one-on-one or the group sessions, before you start, definitely talk about the values you as a project management would like to have in your project. There are companies that have got their value policies and everybody has already agreed to those. Well, it is good to refresh those. I know Brian already mentioned that if there is an issue with the values, especially trust, you're going to need that, or equality of speech, opinion, anything you cherish, you should address that in the beginning, or else it is going to become a problem during your project. Another thing, because you're talking about personal interest of people, set confidentiality rules. People open up more if they know they can trust you, and they can trust you if they know you're not going to share anything they don't want to. And this is going to enable open communication. And at some point, you will be confronted with emotions, and emotions are good. So don't be afraid of them, but handle them with care. People don't like if you play with their emotions, and you can lose their trust pretty fast if you don't do that. And as I already mentioned earlier, ask questions and capture all the answers somewhere, regardless, flip chart, pinboard, the meeting minutes. But again, be careful only to capture things that people said it's okay to share. So what questions should you be asking? I know we've been focusing usually due time constraints on the project itself and the scope and what it is to do. But I believe that it will make you understand the project better and the people within the project understand the project better if you know the surroundings. Like, for example, where does this need come from? How do people currently work? And how is your project going to influence them? How do people feel about the current situation? For example, are they happy and you're going to change something and they're going to become unhappy? And how will the outcome of your project make a difference? How is it going to influence the people, the environment, whatever? And another thing, how would whoever you're talking to, the group or your stakeholder, know that your project made a difference? Think of KPIs. What is it you want to measure? And also, when you talk to one stakeholder, find out who the other stakeholders are. Who are the key players? Who do you need to convince that your project is awesome? And hopefully have them convince others that your project is awesome. How can whoever you're talking to assist you in doing so, or general help out with your project? This is a short question, but the answer can make a very big difference. And coming back to hidden agendas, what do people gain from your project? Some people might want to learn a new skill, or want to gain reputation, or want to have visibility within the company. Help them out, and they will help you with your project. Find out who might have something against with your project. Risk management, who do you need to convince? And another very important thing that people tend to forget asking, but there might have been similar projects in the past with the same scope, different scope, and it is especially important for you to know that those projects exist, especially if they failed, because people don't forget that. And if you start a project that has failed in the past, people are going to think, oh, that again, we've tried that 5 times and he's going to try again, and we're going to fail again. And you don't want that attitude. So hopefully people have answered all your questions, and now you've got a huge list with all your stakeholders and all those answered questions. What to do with them? So first things project management do is structuring. So structure your answers. Try and put your project goals into words and always reflecting back to those answers. And ask the question, is there a way to fulfill all interests? It might, but again, it might not. Find out if there are any restrictions that prevent that. It might be ethical restrictions, it might be governmental restrictions, it might be company policy, or even you just don't have enough time or money to do that. And be transparent. So if you know that it's not possible to cover all the interests, fix your scope accordingly and let people know. Tell them and try and find compromise. If you're honest about your intention to help people out, they will understand and they will get buy-in. If they don't, hey, you just got another stakeholder who is not keen on your project you need to manage. And that's where you wanted to go in the first place. And for whatever reason, if you ignore some interest, be sure that you know that you ignored it, and be sure to know what the consequences are and that you chose to ignore that. At some point, you're going to assign tasks. So in this part, take into account what people want to take away from the project. If you assign those tasks to those projects accordingly, to those people accordingly, you're going to create commitment because they know where they're doing this and they know what they are going to get out of this project. And if you haven't already, create a risk assessment and review it periodically, depending on how long your project is. Reschedule the sessions you had at the beginning and update the findings. As Meg also mentioned, it's always the same. Plan, do, check, act, and all over again. So go out, try it out, but before you do that, it is important that you know that whatever people believe and expect is important, regardless of what it is. It's their personal opinion. And do understand that just because a person sees the view in a way and during that process you have understood that, it does not mean that you agree. And try hard not to make people lose their faith, especially when you're capturing their emotions and getting personal with them. Be mindful of that and adapt to culture. Not everyone might be as open and honest at the beginning, and this needs practice. So if you can, start small and avoid virtual projects. It is easier if you've got people face-to-face, and I know I'm currently talking to my PC, so that's not that easy. So, topics to look into. This is a huge topic, so I just pointed out a few sources I think are of importance. So, because I actually liked it, check the ICB4. You can download it for free from ipma.world. Look into risk management. You need to know how much damage a stakeholder can do and how you're going to prevent that. You will need to know how to communicate with your stakeholders, what information they need, when, and how you're going to provide that. And what I've learned a lot from are mediation techniques, like, for example, Brian mentioned active listening. This is very important to know how that works, what questions to ask, how to rephrase the answers if they are not as neutrally formulated. You don't want to have conflict dwelling underneath, and if you do, you want to manage those. And what I need to recommend, because as I said, we are the IPMA, look at all the other IPMA Young Group products, local events, global events, project management championship. This is a good way to practice. So I know you're gonna have questions. So let's see how this is gonna work. I can see myself.
Okay, thank you very much, Jannis.
Hey.
So now it's time for questions. if you have any question, you just you have an opportunity to raise the hand, and it is a special button in the right corner, or you can write it down in our questions box.
We have time for about 2 questions.
Huh?
We have time for about 2 questions.
Yeah, 2 questions.
Okay, while we are waiting for questions, I wanted to say a compliment to Jannis, because it would be really nice if I heard this presentation from you a half a year ago. Because it is I have my first project where I have to deal with the issue that one of the stakeholders, which is project owner, is not like fully committed, and if it's not fully, does not devote full amount of resources to my project. And I realized that kind of like about halfway in the project, where I started with lots of problems start to appear just because the project owner is not like, I cannot get all the necessary resources from the project manager. So I was not simply aware of the fact that there might be some other things that he has in mind. Somehow my previous stakeholders and project owners have been so good, apparently, that they have made me think or feel that they are 100% committed to me. But this is now for me the first case where I feel the opposite.
Yes, it is tricky, because I see a tendency that people engage in more and more stuff, and there are more and more stuff that companies want people to do. So you're kind of not even divided. You're spread across a lot of projects, and especially if you're the project owner, you need to prioritize. And for a project manager, it's tough to know that you're not the top priority of that stakeholder. But yes, it is easier if you know that you're competing against others, and you need to manage that.
Okay.
Okay, so we have 2 questions.
I think one is for me.
Yeah? Okay.
I think question is asking, Luke is asking question for me, but I'm not sure. I just asked him. Is it a question for me?
Okay, so second question is from Dorothea, and it is: how would you engage people to contribute or speak out their ideas?
So it is not like there is no answer because that fits all, because people are different, and it is going to take time to find out how the people within your project think. There are some people that are very emotional and they would like to build up a relationship. So that's one thing. As I mentioned earlier, one-on-one sessions, try to get to know them, have coffee with them, and then they might open up and speak out. And then there's other people that are very outcome-oriented and are very objective, and they usually like facts and statistics, and they need to know exactly what it is you need to do. You need to convince them that you have a plan, and then they might speak out and share their ideas. So it is up to you to find out how the people you want to speak up think.
Okay, great.
Answer the question.
So it depends on the team and on the project manager, what methods or types of behavior to use in each special situation, yeah?
Sorry, could you repeat that? What message?
Yeah, so to engage people to tell their ideas, each project manager and it depends on individuals.
I'm sorry, the audio connection is extremely bad.
Okay, just kind of agree with that. Okay, yeah, Luke apparently also wanted to hear from Jannis' experience. Do you have any kind of like funny story regarding this involvement of the stakeholders, that they are not, for example, fully committed 100% to you or your other projects, or kind of like something funny regarding how you have to fight for the resources with other stakeholders?
That's a tough question. So, a personal experience.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is not like 100% clean, but my experience is that everyone has to fulfill some tasks and to reach some targets. So I try to find out what people want to achieve. So how shall I put it? If, for example, your project owner gets a bonus if you succeed in your project and you fulfill your targets, then this is something you need to know, because, for example, if you fail, he's going to fail. So you start making partnerships with people within the project, outside the project, and you'll find ways to help each other out. So this is, as I said, it's not the cleanest thing, but if you find out how this works, it can help you a lot.
Essentially, you can start manipulate at one point if needed.
No, I'm not talking about manipulating. That is very bad. I'm talking about getting the feeling of how to get people interested in your project, because they might not even see it. So your boss comes at the beginning, or your stakeholder comes in and says, okay, you've got 3 months, this is your budget, deliver this and this. And I say, okay, I'm going to start planning. But if you actually know that if you fail, your sponsor is going to get in trouble, then you can start talking differently to your sponsor. You might even negotiate more money, more time, different resources. You could try and get up the ladder of his priority projects. So I'm not talking about manipulating, I'm talking more about leverage.
Okay. Other nice way how to say that.
Sorry?
That's another nice way how to say that.
Yes, it's all marketing. You need to rephrase it.
Well, okay, I think maybe we should not waste any more time, spare any more time to that. Jannis, can you tell me where people can get in touch with you if they want to ask some questions to you privately?
Yeah, so the easiest way is look me up on LinkedIn. Let me know that you contacting me because of GeCCo, because to be honest, I don't accept all requests, and ask questions. Yeah, sure.
Okay, wonderful, excellent. So we say big thank you.
Thank you, and enjoy the rest of your ceremony.
Okay, thank you, Jannis. You can switch off your screen and the camera at this point. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, yeah. Yep. Kate?
Yep.
Okay, and I think we are continuing. Well, we say big thank you to Jannis. I think the information was really, really useful. He shared with us how to deal with the stakeholders and different tricks and techniques, how you can do that. And it helped. Yeah, Manip, you helping, as Luke wrote.
It's really nice.
Yeah,
nice,
so that's really nice.
Word.
And and I think with this moment we can start our let's say the next
closing
part.
ceremony.
Closing ceremony. Yeah, you have managed to get so far in the competition. 24 hours have already passed, and we would like to see Katia on the screen with a small speech from the project manager. Katia, the stage. Yeah, Elena. Yeah. Katia is your name, right?
Yes, but I will not change it. I think it's not so important at the moment.
Okay, so Katia, the stage is yours. Feel free to say something to the teams.
Okay, good. So it's great to see that we have 46 participants right now. So you are still active after 24 hours of intensive work, and I think less hours of sleep. So I'm glad you are with us. I would like to congratulate all participants because you did it. You set your challenge and you completed your challenge. I already wrote it on Facebook. We were really inspired and impressed by your pre-case study results, and we have even decided to create our own mascot after this. I can show it to you. So it's the one Gundars created. Can you see my screen? Yes.
No, not yet.
No, not yet. We can see
but...
in a moment. You should be able to show your screen now.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So it was.
Yeah, you were not a presenter, but now you are.
Okay. Yes, now. Okay, so it's a nice picture from one of our meetings, and we had a lot of meetings before the competition and like several meetings during the competition as well. Okay, and actually I'm also grateful that you were active during all our live sessions, that you asked a lot of questions, that you shared your feedback and also your toast during Midnight Toast, for example, and also for your creative posts in social media. We haven't had a chance to review your subscriptions, your final submissions yet, but it's already clear that the bar is set really high. So I wish you would keep up with the good work, and we are waiting for your post-case task for your video in 2 weeks. A big thank you to my team, the best team for sure. It would not be possible to organize this competition without you, without your ideas, your enthusiasm, your motivation, and of course your hard work. I knew and I know I can fully rely on you, so thanks for this. And I really appreciate all those who are involved in the organizing on different levels. So to our local organizers, to our keynote speakers, jury members, and all supporters, all sponsors, and also our project owner. So I think for now it's all from my side. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and see you on the 10th. Yes, it's a real one. On the 10th of December, in the awards ceremony.
All right. Thank you, Katia. You can stay on if you want, but you can turn off your screen.
Yes.
Just push. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you for that. Okay, people, how do you feel, participants? Now we are having like a free spot, kind of like for about 10 to 20 minutes, for you also to share some kind of like, not ideas, but like feelings and thoughts. Yeah, how do you feel? How did you like the competition? We are doing it in the following way, similar to the Midnight Toast way. You can raise your hand, and we can get you either on a microphone or on the camera. So feel free to speak up and tell. How did you like the competition? How do you feel like now, for example? After 24 active hours, did you sleep?
How exhausted you are?
Well, I can say that I have slept for about 4 hours, and I feel surprisingly good. How did you like the Facebook posts? How did you like the Facebook posts? We liked it a lot, and I have quite a lot of work now to get them all together in one place and evaluate everything. So yeah. I really liked them. There were some really excellent ones as well. I can already give a quick shout out to the team number 7, the Ninja Turtles or Turtles Ninja, who are posting like something every 5 minutes. I really like the buzz. So Facebook posts are really nice.
Yeah. So about feelings, Ivan Milada writes down that he felt hungry, tired, and have no reason to live now. What? So
should not be that bad.
Yeah. Everything is not so bad.
Okay, and Ali Lee Ha wrote that that personally I have learned tons of new things from online communicating with the team, and that is one of the goals also of the GeCCo, for you to understand and to learn how this kind of communication works. Yeah, for me as a kind of already experienced project manager and managing, this is not my first event which I manage also fully in an online environment. It's kind of seen already as a normal thing that I have almost every single day at the end of the day some kind of online call to the other side of the world to discuss some things. But I'm happy that there are some participants who has this for the first time in their lives, this kind of experience, and this is something you will most likely do in your near future and for the rest of your lives on a regular basis, communicating online with people and with your teams.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And it's for sure possible to join us and to raise your hand as usual, and you will be able to speak also.
If we remember the last year, there were not many people who wanted to come on the camera. I believe they simply don't. They think that they don't look good. Is it so? Because we don't see any hands now. All right. Some people are saying that some people are asking to give more GeCCo because they are in a zombie working mode. So apparently you have already kind of started and you go forward and you can do and do and do and do stuff. Now it's a time for you to go to rest and sleep a bit, maybe.
Okay.
Okay,
So
we have a hand. We have a hand.
Where?
Luca.
Okay.
Luca, you are now a panelist. You can join us in.
Yeah.
Luca, we should be able to hear you, and if you turn on the camera, we should be able to see you as well. Okay, and here you are. Hello.
It's our future co-team member.
Do you hear me?
I think.
Yes, we hear you and see you. Go ahead.
I decided to break the ice. I'm very glad for participating in this competition. I really learned a lot, and I will participate in it next year for sure. Maybe organizer, maybe a participant again. But I really like it, and I will recommend it to my friends for sure. And I will join IPMA in Croatia.
Wow.
Great.
Excellent. That's nice to hear. All right. You can stay up.
And congratulations to you all, because our organization was perfect and excellent, and there was no lack of information, and everything was fine, really fine.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you. Okay, and you're having a shout out from Ivan Melada. Shout out to my buddy Luka from Croatia. Go, Luka.
Yes, I'm trying.
All right, you can still stay on with the camera if you want. You can switch it off while we are waiting for some other people who might be interested in showing their faces. Okay, anyone else? We have about 40 people to choose from, and no one wants to appear on the screen apparently, like now. Okay. Yes.
But it's really difficult to not just difficult, but a bit scared to switch on camera after the whole working night and show your faces on the screen. But I think it's not so bad. So you can try. Don't worry.
Sometimes people after these kind of like nights ask me, how can I maybe look so fresh and nice after hard working? Shower does the trick. Cold shower.
Yeah, you ask it.
Not cold. Not for me. It's
Cold
not
shower
cold.
cold shower and a big cup of coffee. That does the trick for me.
For me, it's in opposite. Really hot shower, espresso, orange juice, and a cup of chocolate.
Excellent.
We have to try the recipe.
Exercises or something like this.
Okay, Ivan, you are now a presenter. You can join with the camera. Ivan, no, not the presenter. I will just stop. Sorry, Ivan. I will make you just a panelist.
Panelist.
It's
Oh!
Yeah.
It is a nice
it's showing the
background.
wrong webcam.
Turn off the webcam on the top corner. I just kind of like made you as a presenter. On the top, in a panel, you can see in the green buttons, the top right corner, there's a microphone, webcam panel, and then should be a...
Yeah, so
okay,
can you hear me and see me?
Yes, we can hear you and see you, but in a moment,
And plus to this, we can see your screen.
you can see your screen, but I will make myself as a presenter. No, I fixed that, so
Okay.
don't worry.
Yeah. I just wanted to come online to have a Croatian tandem online because to show that Croatia is the best. Yeah, but what I wanted to say that it was really amazing. It was unique and different. Working like having the pressure of time constantly from the beginning. It feels the same when you have 20 hours and 1 hour left. It's always the pressure like, what should we do more? Is there something we skipped, something we forgot? But all in all, it was amazing. The case was really interesting. I have to give a shout out to my team. I had the most amazing team. We had the fortune that all 6 of us were online all the time. We had great fun. We really laughed a lot and shared a lot of it on social media, so you can check it out. And thank you all from the organization, because this was really, I remember I was really excited before the start, and now I feel like I'm just happy that I've experienced it, and I want to thank you for that, for the opportunity.
Nice to hear that. Thank you. Thank you for your compliments.
Thank you.
All right, you can stay on if you want. If you can switch off your camera as well. We have some bit of a time. Let's spend like next 5 minutes waiting for another one who might be interested to join us. Just raise your hand. While we are waiting for others, maybe I can already start informing about the next steps. What will happen? Okay, so after today, you can go for sure about just to have some sleep. For sure. Then the next 2 weeks you have to do the post case study, which is essentially a video of your team, of your teamwork or team pictures. If you need an inspiration for that, go to our YouTube channel and look at the videos from the last year's teams, so you can see what kind of videos we are expecting. And then jury during the next month will start their hard work, assessing, tracking all your progress, all your submissions, and we will be back on 10th of December. Note that down already, that on 10th of December we will have the awards ceremony in a similar format as today, online, fully online awards ceremony, where we will announce the winners, the best three teams, and of course also announce the winners of the most active social media team, and also the winner for the creative competition as well. So all the prizes will be given out on the 10th of December. So it's a month to go with some thoughts. Were you good? Were you not that good? Were you perfect? Were you not that perfect? And so on. So a bit of a stress for you now for the next month, but a lot of hard work for the jury. So 10th of December, and mark it down already. Also, all the current and actual information will be available still on this GeCCo webpage. So become.pm/GeCCo/live. I will update it after this event with the information about the awards as well. So all the videos from all the keynote speeches are also available there. I have embedded the playlist from YouTube. So if you missed anything, any of these live sessions, you can rewatch them at the full extent. Chill Dragons. Excellent.
Perfect.
Oh, yeah,
I had to make a shout out to my team. Sorry.
That's excellent. I'm really happy that you're proud of your team. And okay, so all the prizes are given out on 10th December. Everything you can watch regarding live sessions, you can watch in our YouTube channel, and the videos are also embedded in the webpage. We will keep you updated also on the Facebook page as well, so follow there to have the most recent and most up-to-date information. And after the 10th December, that will be the day of the truth. We will see who are the winners of the GeCCo 2016 or the GeCCo 5th edition. We are already 5 years young. Shout out to the Antarctic Wanderers, Jose Maria Mora. So everyone who is from Antarctic Wanderers, you have a greeting from Jose. All right. Anyone else who wants to appear on the stage? Anto Tomasz, you are a panelist. Now you should be able to switch on the camera.
Okay.
Anto.
Hello.
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 We hear you, but we don't see you, I think.
Yeah, that's the problem. I'm a ninja.
Okay.
So ninjas are not allowed to show themselves. And I just wanted to say that this was a great competition, a really wonderful experience, and I would like to say hello to Team 7 Ninja Turtles.
One of the most active teams in social media.
Greetings from Croatia. Bye.
So it was
Bye. Thank you.
three members from Croatia. So yeah.
Croatia all the way.
All right.
Oh, what
Okay.
about Jose?
What about Jose?
Jose Maria Mora, you are now a panelist. Turn your camera and give some greetings to your team.
If you want.
Oh, of course, if you want.
Okay, let's wait for extra 2 minutes and then see if no one appears. Then we will close this ceremony, and hopefully you will be able to have some rest now, if you have not done that already.
We can also ask for feedback. For example, Kim. So how it was from on the other side. Kim, would you like to join us?
Yeah, you're here.
Kim, we don't hear you. I see that you have unmuted yourself, but we don't hear you. Oh.
No.
Yeah.
We can hear you a bit silent.
Let me put mine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, should be better now.
Yes, much better.
Yeah. Much better.
How do the submissions look like? Have they all come in?
Yes, we receive all.
Oh,
Yes.
Wonderful. And okay.
And I
So
saw
now-
one question saying asked about where to send the video. I just say the same structure and the same instructions. Just send to GeCCo case with the same headline. And actually, I will send you the email for that very soon.
So essentially, everything should be sent to GeCCo case email.
just everything.
Kim, how
Okay.
it was for you?
Sorry, what do you say, Katia?
How it was for you? How was to organize the competition?
Yeah, it's great. Like the best thing is to see a lot of differences, like thing that I want to see differently, and I was trying to make it differently because last year as well a participant, and I really like this experience, and I also learned a lot from last year. That's why I decided that okay, maybe this year to try as an organizer and just try to make things better. And I hope that if you was also here last year, so you will also see the difference.
Okay.
All right. Okay, anyone else who wants to have a talk? We are counting down from 30 down to 0. 30, 29, 28, 20.
We have Denisa
15.
here.
No, we
Denisa.
don't. I don't know why.
Denisa
Yes,
wrote
I
that she has a bad internet connection.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's in attendance list, I think. Attendees.
No,
No.
she is not there. Yeah, she wrote in a separate channel that she has a bad internet connection, so she cannot join. Okay, 10, 9, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2.
But I see Michael is here, and I think he would like to join us. Michael from Austria?
You know,
No? Okay.
people are like sometimes like seriously. People ask seriously.
Seriously?
Michael, can we switch you on?
Yeah. Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Michael should be now available.
Hey everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
How do you feel, and can you give some reflections?
I'm tired. I'm really tired. I slept 3 hours only. But it was so much fun. I had an amazing team. We had a lot of challenges that we faced actually. We were 4 people in the end, but it was so much fun. I learned a lot. Yeah, I think we have a pretty good case study, or pretty good answer to the case study. And yeah, I'm satisfied. I'm looking forward to the 10th of December, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
It was amazing. Thank you for actually organizing all of that. I liked it last year. I like it this year as well. It's an amazing opportunity to meet people, to get to know each other, to have fun, and to learn a bit of project management on the side. Amazing opportunity.
All right. Thank you. Really appreciate that. Okay. Okay. Anyone else? If no one else is, so I remind you then that the next event is on 10th December, the award ceremony, at which we will give all the prizes out. We will announce the winners. We will give the prize for the most active social media team and also for the creative contest as well. So jury will start working for the next month, assessing all your submissions. And information will be available on the GeCCo Facebook page and on the GeCCo webpage, become.pm/GeCCo/live. The current information will be published there as well, so follow up there. We'll also keep you updated through emails as well regarding the award ceremony and so on. So I think we have slowly.
Yeah, but slowly.
But slowly we are going back. We are going to the way of closing this live session, and I think from the organizer's point of view, we can say a big thank you for participating, for being with us these 24 hours. On my side, I also want to say thank you to our GeCCo core team and also to my fabulous co-master of ceremony, Kate.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so if no one still wants to speak and so on, so I think we can close the day. Really thank you for being with us and see you on the 10th of December, right?
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you
very much.
Bye. Go have some sleep.
Yeah.
You as well.